podcast on a Friday afternoon on this Friday episode. You already know this is your boy Manny,
It's your boy Sean.
and welcome to the show. We got a, a nice good. I mean, like always, we always got a good show for y'all. And and so we got topics to discuss. We got things to talk about. Um, and so let's not beat around the bush. Let's get to it. Um, let's talk about what came across the past couple of days. Now, the past couple of days, we've been talking um about joint practice between the Eagles and the New England Patriots, and how it was going to be very a hot ticket to see these guys up in action because of Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown and all this stuff that transpired. Well, yesterday, um, something happened between Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown. Obviously, AJ Brown came up to Jalen Hurts and gave him a really brotherly, warm embrace, and it was something that was very, very special. And so, just by you look at the picture that you see before you, right behind Sean's background. Um, I'll say this, bro. Do this change the narrative about AJ Brown when it comes to the Eagles? Like,
Um, I'm not gonna say it changes the narrative because even though this was a heartwarming thing to see, at the everything that they've been through, just to see that their friendship is still strong, their brotherhood is still strong. You also gotta remember that right after he got traded, he still made that little short documentary talking all his talk about Jalen Hurts, talking his talk about how he always wanted to be a Patriot, how he loved the Patriots, talking about his favorite Super Bowl moment was the Patriots, not even his own Super Bowl. So it's like it's
mm,
still so many things that AJ Brown has did for us to be like it doesn't change the narrative, but it does put him into better it puts him into a better spotlight with the Eagles for sure. Now we see that he's not all bad, but he has still said some of his things and still has done his things to Philly. So I don't think that that bridge will forever. Well, and I'm not gonna say it won't ever get mended, but as of right now, no, I don't think it's mended until probably until we beat them in the regular season and have them strapped or something.
mm. I mean, yeah, man. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I don't really think that they kind of changed the narrative about AJ Brown concerning like the whole entire Philadelphia or the Philadelphia Eagle fan base. If you're talking about the Eagles and stuff like that, if you're talking about the whole city in general, I don't think it changed the narrative. I think that a lot of people are still trying to figure out what exactly happened. Why is this? A lot of things transpired so quickly to the point where AJ Brown is gone. I believe there's some people, some fans out there that are really still and still like confused on why he actually left. And I understand that completely. Um, just by seeing no, but seeing what we saw the other day, yesterday with Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown, the fact that AJ Brown came to him and initiated that whole entire encounter with them. It definitely was something special to behold because I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't expect AJ Brown to do that. I'm not even gonna hold you. I didn't know that he was gonna go over there and really embrace Jalen the way that he did yesterday. It definitely touched my heart because especially because of everything that the media and what people was talking about even during their time that they was playing with each other when they was at the pinnacle of football for the past 4 years. They was. they were playing real good, but their relationship wasn't all that. And there's a lot of speculation about why their relationship was not what it was. I know they were talking about that Hassan Reddick and had like a masseuse or something like that, and AJ Brown had the same one, and yeah, it was just kind of crazy. Story was just kind of crazy. I don't really know the whole entire story about it, but basically AJ Brown was jealous and everything like that, and I don't know, but well, needless to say though, is that throughout everything, everything that transpired and everything that happened, they can still come together and say, "Yo, you still my brother." And as I shared in the video yesterday, it's very, very great the way that they came together. And but I do believe that AJ Brown do do need to give the Eagles or the fan base an explanation um, in order for him, or in order for the fans to change the narrative about him, because I don't think that's never going to change. But I guess until he speaks up, or whatever the case may be. But um, this was definitely great and wonderful to see yesterday about with Jalen and AJ. Um, and the fact that they seems to me that they found peace within each other and we're not just with each other, but the whole entire situation. And so it's very good. It's definitely very good. But I don't think it's going to change the narrative about how Eagles fans look at AJ Brown.
Yeah, well, I mean, all those lies that had to do with or the rumors that had to do with Hassan Reddick and all that, that was clearly lies. As far as Jalen and AJ's relationship, I feel like they've been telling us that it was no problem between us, and as fans, we just didn't want to see that. So, I mean, I say all that to say is they've been telling us the whole time that they was cool. I mean, yeah, we didn't see them at the wedding. Yeah, they didn't really talk as much, but they both said that they was cool. They was still cool, and I mean, this just proves it. But at the same time, can you really say that this just proves it because it's just one day? That was just
No,
one moment that happened in the
right.
day. I feel like to actually prove it, we would have to see them hanging out outside of football. I mean, even if it's doing like them training together in the off season, like I feel like we would have to see something like that for us to be like, oh yeah, they really cool, rather than them just embracing and at the end of training camp. I mean, it's a good look for sure, but again, it's only one day, one moment.
Yeah, but but it's. I'll say this: it's a good, it's a good moment, especially after like for the very this because this is the very first time they like interact with each other ever since AJ Brown got traded to the New England Patriots. So it would have been different if like they never really kind of like engaged within each other. You know what I mean? Say that moment never really did happen. You know what I mean? He wasn't really talking to Jalen Hurts and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And so that was relieved like okay, they really got beef or some stuff is going on here. You know what I mean? And yeah, I know they kept saying time and time again that they're cool and they're good. Sometimes my bad. Sometimes in relationships, you got brothers that um, that you don't really hang out a lot because they're doing their thing in life, same thing as you doing in life. That doesn't mean that you don't love them. You know what I'm saying? Um, it was just kind of hard to believe based on what we were seeing on the field about the fact that they couldn't connect with each other, that they was mad at each other, that they well he was mad at Jalen. Jalen wasn't really mad. But you know what I mean? Like the frustration was really there. And so we thought that because of the connection that didn't work on the field, it kind of um drove a wedge between them as a friend as friendships with but it seems to me that it turns out that no matter what happened between them two, the friendship or the love with those guys never wavered. So
Yeah.
That's definitely a great time.
Oh, my fault, brother. Brother, do you gotta cause I'm tired of not being able to see the comments. You is it a button on the bottom left of your screen?
Um, Let me see. The bottom left. Yeah, it says messages, send, share,
The,
and
the other side,
what other side? The say messages.
like on the other side of that button. It's not another button that look like a
Um,
chat box.
yeah, yeah. Say chat viewing options.
Yeah, press that.
All right. It says chat, top chats, live chats, or
Press
in.
press live chat.
I just pressed it. So it's
Yeah,
showing.
yeah, nah, you gonna have to get that fixed eventually.
Yeah. You see.
But yeah, nah, that's all I had to say about that AJ Brown situation.
Okay. But yeah, I'm still trying to figure this thing out. It's weird. But yeah, that's my takeaway. Well, that's our takeaways for the whole entire AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts interaction. Let us know how you feel about that whole entire encounter between them two. Make sure you let us know how you feel, and you know, we're going to listen to you and value and anything that you need to talk about or anything you want to express. We definitely here to share light on it for sure. And make sure everybody that's here, make sure you comment, you share, you subscribe to our channel and everything like that. Make sure you share it to somebody that you don't know. Um, um, yeah, and so let's continue to keep this up and running and everything like that. And so that being said, we were talking about um, AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts. Well, let's move on to another topic about some actual football that took place last night. Was Mendoza and the Tennessee Titans. Um, Mendoza had a terrible, terrible, terrible night last night. Terrible performance. Um, but it was crazy. Despite the poor performance that he had last night, the score was he was really close, which is kind of shocking. But it is what it is. But judging his performance last night, um, do you think this is something or you think it's nothing? In your
It's,
opinion?
it's nothing. You got to remember that first of all, they're playing backups. They're not playing with the starters. Mendoza is not playing with no starters, and I'm pretty sure I'm not sure if the Texans played starters, but I'm sure they probably didn't. That's for
Mm-hmm.
starters. Number two, it wasn't as terrible as you may think. I mean, he was 8 for 15 and threw an interception, and I think he might have had another turnover. I think, but that's not terrible. I mean, this the picks happen. I feel like it's a learning curve. He has to learn. I mean, he's not going to go his whole career without throwing an interception. So again, it's better to have an interception now than later. Greg
Yeah,
said they played the Texans. Yeah, they did.
they did. They did play the Texans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he has to learn eventually. I mean, this was his first time starting. Um, so yeah, it's really to me it's nothing. I mean, you seen how good he was his first game, so I don't think you look at the next game and be like, oh, he played bad. Oh, he's gonna be horrible. It's a reason why he's not starting. It's a reason why they got Kirk Cousins so that he can sit back and learn, so that he doesn't have to be rushed. So I think this is good for him to have these type of games so that he knows how to bounce back. He knows what the he learns from his mistakes. He knows what to do for the next time. I mean, it only makes him better at the end of the day. It's preseason. This is what preseason is for. It's for rookies. It's for people that's trying to make the team. It's for you to learn and figure out your mistakes.
Mhm.
My guy JB is in the building. Yo, JB,
Hey,
brother.
hey.
Greg said we rested the starters because wide receiver two towards ACL in practice. Oh yeah, I did hear that. It's time for Tank Dell. Tank Dell season.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. That's right. What was the boy Higgins? That was the last name, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah, I forgot his first name.
think his name like Jalen.
I'm crying. but yeah, man, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think this is kind of nothing. I mean, you're gonna have games where you have good, you have games where you have good games, you have bad games. I mean, that's just the nature of not just you being a quarterback, but just the nature of how football works. You know what I mean? You're not gonna have a perfect game each and every game. Um, I think definitely it's kind of this is a learning curve for Mendoza, um, and the fact that even that he had a poor performance, he still tried to come back and win the game. And so there I think right there that shows a lot of heart and fight towards Mendoza right there, um, which I definitely respect. And you got to salute to that. Um, yeah, but the thing about it is like, um, Mendoza. I feel like Mendoza is not in a place where he can learn his full mass potential. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is that I don't think that Mendoza has the right people or right organization around him to make him or to get out the best out of him. Him as a quarterback. Um, you talking about. I know you was talking about when you were speaking. You were talking about Kirk Cousins and how Kirk Cousins. This is why Mendoza is not the main guy, and Kirk Cousins is starting and everything like that. And I get all that, and I understand that because Mendoza is still young and he still got to learn the game. I mean, and so I mean, he's not like a Patrick Mahomes. Just came and draft, and then all of a sudden became a franchise quarterback and started going crazy. Um, but the thing about it is that Mendoza, I feel like that Mendoza, as of right now, doesn't have the right uh, personnel people to build him up in the way that he's supposed to be built up as a quarterback. Like with Kirk Cousins, I don't view Kirk Cousins as a guy that he can go and really help Mendoza to the level that he um, desires to go to. Now, I do believe that Kirk Cousins has some tools that he can share with Mendoza. I mean, because Kirk Cousins has been in the league for years. But if you're talking about like him trying to be a build up mentor and or like a builder or something like that, I don't see Kirk Cousins as like that. Which which begs the question is, um, what exactly are they going to do more for Mendoza? You know what I mean? Like when it comes to like building him up in a way that he's supposed to be built up as a quarterback. Um, what that means having um, more coaches, more experienced coaches, more quarterback coaches, or just might have a veteran quarterback coming in
Yeah,
and he
hold
could
on,
just
brother. Cause I felt the same way. Greg just said, why not? Kirk Cousins solid.
nobody views Kirk Cousins as a guy that 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 can help a young guy. Um, um, I mean, well, I don't. I mean, I can't speak for everybody else,
Yeah, 'cause I was
but
gonna
for
say why?
me,
Why can't he? Because Kirk Cousins has won NFL games, so why can't he be a mentor?
I mean, I say he could teach them a few things and stuff like that, but I can't see him as a guy that's like take him under his wing, like him being a mentor, because Kirk Cousins. I mean, let's be honest with you, Kirk Cousins sucks.
Yeah, see, that's why I kind of I disagree with you because I think you're comparing Fernando's Mendoza's situation to Ty Simpson. I think you're
No, not
comparing.
really.
I
Not
think you
really.
are, bro,
I
because
mean,
I you talk about how Ty Simpson has Matthew Stafford all the time and how Matthew Stafford is a great mentor and all that. So
I
if
get
you're
it.
Mendoza was drafted number one, so who do you think was going to be on the team? Who anybody at any position if they're drafted number one, more than likely they're the best person or best player at that position. But that doesn't mean that they can't learn.
No, I'm not saying that they can't learn, but I'm saying based on where they at, you are not. Yeah, can you honestly be confident and say that the Las Vegas Raiders can put Mendoza in a position where he can be a all around quarterback and an elite quarterback in this league?
Yes,
No.
yes, I can say that with confidence. You do realize that number one, being a mentor doesn't mean that you gotta show him how to be elite. That's not being a mentor. Being a mentor is just being there, helping him get through his rookie season. As far as the
The rookie
personnel,
season and beyond.
the Raiders have one of the best young tight ends in the game. They have one of the if Ashton Genty can be who he was drafted to be, they'll have one of the best young running backs in the game. They're building that squad up. And if you think that Mendoza, number one, you gotta think about Mendoza because Mendoza is way different from these other quarterbacks that came from college. Mendoza didn't play with all these all-star wide receivers like Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. Mendoza did it with a bunch of three-star recruits that nobody knew of. You do realize that, right? Mendoza
Okay.
basically did it with nothing. He won a national championship with nothing. If we want to be honest, and now you're talking about he has better players than what he has ever been with, and you telling me that you don't think he can make something happen with this squad? And I'm not even talking about right now. I'm talking about in the future, because that's what
If you talking
he's
about in the future, that's different. Yeah,
no
you talking
right,
about in
but
the future, that's different.
that's
But
what
if you
he's
talking about
for
right
though.
now, hell
We're
no.
not talking. He's not starting right now, so it doesn't matter about right now.
But the thing about it is like, and then all, but you know what's crazy? It's like, but also, I'm gonna say it also depends on what they do in the future as well. You know what
Now
I
I'm
mean? I
telling you,
mean,
they've been showing that they're trying to build a squad up. They got Bowers, they got
what
Ashton
quarterback,
Genty, and then they just got a quarterback.
what quarterback have you seen in Raiders history uh succeeded in that franchise?
I'm
How
not a
many
Raiders fan.
quarterbacks?
I'm not a Raiders fan, so I wouldn't be able to tell you from the top of my head.
Zero, zero.
That's probably not a fact.
I mean, well, it's facts when it comes to their
You
player
probably
that,
just
that
now I'm gonna look it up because you probably just threw something random out there.
I have never heard any successful Raiders guy quarterbacks uh, unless it was like 1985 or 1970 something, or whatever the case may be. That's probably when they had a squad back then. You realize that the Raiders um, is not a team that you can say, oh yeah, they can go to the playoffs. Like you can't honestly say that right now they can go to the playoffs with the squad they have now. You can't honestly say, "Oh, the Raiders is a threat to their division."
But
You
they're not
can't
supposed to go
say
to the
it.
playoffs right now, brother. That's not they're not supposed to go to the. They just had the number one pick for a reason. You only get the number one pick if you was the worst team in the NFL. They're not looked at as a playoff team right now. They are looked
Well,
up. They're looked at as a team that's building.
I don't see Kirk Cousins as a guy that will. I mean, I believe that he will give them some tools and stuff like that because obviously Kirk Cousins has played in the league for a long time. But if you're talking about him staying there and help him build to be an elite quarterback, I can't see that because Kirk Cousins is not elite. So how can you teach somebody to be an elite quarterback and you're not an elite yourself?
You said
That's
how
what
can
happened.
you do realize he has coaches, right? You do realize it's a quarterback coach over there, right?
I don't know who they coach or
It
quarterback
don't
coach.
matter if you don't know. The whole point is they have
It does
coaches.
matter if
It
they
doesn't.
trash. If
It
they
doesn't matter.
trash, it
It
does
doesn't matter though.
matter.
That's the thing. It doesn't matter, bro. Because
It
what you're
does.
saying doesn't make no sense, brother.
It
It's not
does
making
make
no
sense
sense.
because if you got a coaching staff that's trash, then you're gonna give trash ass effort.
Everybody
It's
doesn't
not.
come into the league with a elite quarterback. If it was an elite quarterback, then Mendoza wouldn't have been drafted.
I said working up to be that
No,
elite
but you
quarterback.
say you basically saying he needs an elite mentor, and he doesn't have an elite mentor, so he can't be. He's not going to be elite.
No, I said no, no. I ain't said that. I said that. How can you teach somebody to be an elite like elite quarterback, and you're not elite yourself? Her cousin's not elite,
But he's a veteran.
but he's not elite.
But he's a veteran.
That's fine. That's why I said like he can teach him a few things, stuff like that. But if you're talking about teach him in his development to be a where he is right now as a first rounder quarterback, but also a guy that's you know
And you you
that's
you, you
that's that's the ceiling supposed to be an elite was supposed to be one of the elite quarterbacks
and you do
eventually.
also remember who their general manager is, right? Who are owner, who's the owner of that team, right? A part owner,
Oh,
Tom Brady. So it's exactly, exactly, brother. So you gotta think of all the facts that's going over there. Mendoza is in good hands.
case closed.
Yeah, I know.
Case closed. You said the magic word. Case closed.
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
forgot
know.
that dude was even in there. No cap.
Yeah, Tom Brady, TB12 was in the building.
Okay, cool. Say less. Say no more.
Greg said, "How many teams have a QB to mentor younger quarterbacks on the team?
I mean, what?
How many teams have a quarterback to mentor younger quarterbacks on the team?" Because I was going to tell you, it's
Not a
not a
lot.
lot, bro.
Not a
It,
lot.
it's not a lot at all. Not elite quarterbacks to mentor.
Not a lot. I
Because
mean, you got the Rams, but besides the Rams, um, hmm, I gotta look that one up. I ain't gonna hold you.
ain't no
I
ain't no one,
gotta look
bro.
that one up. That's a wrap. That's the only team I can think of was the Rams. No cap.
Yeah,
That's
that's
an
it,
elite
bro.
quarterback. Yeah.
That's it. Most QBs, once you get, if you're drafted in the first round or with a high pick, the QB on the team is probably not elite, or he might have been elite at one point. I tell you, like the Steelers. Steelers got the rookie quarterback I was talking about. Their
Yeah.
quarterback right now is Aaron Rodgers, but I wouldn't say Aaron Rodgers is elite right now.
But he
He's been
was
elite in his
elite.
past. Yeah, he was elite in his
Yeah.
past, but right now he's not elite. But that doesn't mean that he can't be a mentor and teach him to be
Absolutely.
elite.
Right. You're right. You're
Or
right.
let's go to one of your favorite players, Jalen Hurts. When Jalen Hurts came to the league, his mentor was Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz at that time was horrible. That's when Carson Wentz was going through his whole mental era. Mentally, Carson Wentz was not there. But you expected him to be a mentor for Jalen Hurts, right? Even though he
Uh,
wasn't elite at that time, even though he showed that he had an elite season, but he wasn't elite.
I ain't gonna lie. I kind of didn't really expect Carson Wentz to mentor Jalen. Uh,
But that's
because
even
of
better.
what everything transpired. I mean that's just me in my opinion, but uh, but I hear what you're saying though. I mean I hear what you're saying.
You know,
But
that's all I say. Like,
I didn't view Woods as a guy that'll be yeah. But hey, it is what it was.
yeah,
It was what it was.
yeah. And then you said who was successful Raiders quarterbacks. I mean, yeah, you're right. Most of the successful quarterbacks from the Raiders came from back in the day. If you're gonna go off of somebody that's more recent, the only recent quarterback was Derek Carr. That's the only person that you can say was successful with the Raiders. Well,
I mean, Derek Carr was alright back in the day. He was alright.
yeah, he had cool seasons with the Raiders.
He was alright. You know, I wouldn't put him in as a elite quarterback, but he definitely was solid.
Yeah, Greg said by your logic, it's only two teams that have a elite quarterback to mentor, and that's the Rams and the Steelers.
In my logic,
Yeah, by your logic.
well, that's not well. I don't think that the Houston Texans doesn't have doesn't have a quarterback to doesn't have a young quarterback to mentor. Well, CJ Stroud to mentor your young quarterback.
But what young quarterback do they got?
They have nobody. That's my point.
Exactly, exactly my point. That's exactly the point. Most teams are not getting a young quarterback unless he, I mean, at least a young quarterback to start or to be the future.
I mean, what's that boy name from Seattle? That was in Alabama. Uh,
Jalen Monroe.
yeah. Well, his mentors was Sam Darnold, which is kind of weird. But man, I ain't gonna lie, that whole Sam Darnold story is kind of crazy, no cap. But but I mean, I'm pretty sure that he can learn a lot from Sam Darnold.
Yeah, he probably
But
can.
but I don't put Sam Darnold as no elite guy.
Exactly. That's what I just said. Like, but he's a veteran. That's the importance of having veteran mentors. You don't need. It's not important to have elite mentors. It's important to have just veteran mentors. People who's been through it. People who's seen a lot of things that you haven't seen. Because if Mendoza is as elite as we think he can be, then any knowledge would help him out. Any knowledge will benefit him and make him better.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt. That's why I said like when it comes to the right down situation for Mendoza, Kirk Cousins can teach him some stuff because I mean, because Mendoza don't know, you know what I'm saying, and so, but I'm talking about as a long jeopardy, like you know what I mean. I don't think Kirk Cousins is the answer for that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. Also, Greg said he didn't see the Texans. So I don't I don't know why you said CJ Stroud.
I was saying C.J. Stroud not a mentor.
Are you saying he not a mentor? You
Uh,
saying he can't mentor, or are you just saying he not a mentor?
I don't even know if he can mentor. I mean, but I mean, he's not a mentor as far as I know.
Okay. Are you
I don't
saying
know.
when you say he can't? Are you saying it because of like because his play, or are you saying just mentally like you don't think he's in a place where he can be a mentor?
Mentally.
Okay.
You agree with that or no?
I don't know. That to me that's kind of tricky because I feel like he was already a mentor like in college. I mean, he had going to Ohio State, having all those QBs behind him. I think he was a mentor at that point. So I would say he can be a mentor, but I don't think he could be a mentor for someone that's taking his spot.
That's that's what I
Yeah,
was
not
gonna
right
say.
now. Not
That's what
this
I was
early
gonna
in his
say. Yeah,
career.
that's what
He
I
too.
meant. Yeah. You say you too what?
He said what? I said not this
You
early in his
say
career.
another
Greg said he think you said it because his age, because he only like 24.
no. I mean, for real, I mean, I feel like that CJ Stroud hasn't really. I'll say he hasn't really done enough for me to, I guess, justify his case to say that he can be a mentor for his successor,
Mm.
and I think that's fair.
Yeah,
You
I
know what I'm
mean,
saying?
you're not a believer in CJ anyway, so.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But yeah, I do try to give him the benefit of the doubt. But like I said, because I do try to be fair. You know what I mean? As a fan, I don't like C.J. Stroud, but the fan, I don't like him. But I don't criticize him or anything like that. Well, I criticize him, but I criticize him fairly because
Okay.
he definitely is a very talented quarterback, no doubt about it. You know what I mean? But he's just like basically I feel like he's in the same boat with Jalen Daniels. Like we saw him that one special year, and ever since then we ain't seen not a damn thing. What's
Greg
up?
Greg said Greg says you're not fair when it comes to Hurts.
Oh no, I'm fair. No, I'm fair. I'm definitely fair. Now I might go a little dramatic about it or something like that, or go a little over the top. I mean, that's just the fan in me. I gotta defend my quarterback. You know what I mean? All the disrespect that he be getting is unacceptable. But but no, I make sure he get his proper respect. No doubt about it. But yeah, though.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. I think with the coming years stuff like that. Then you said that Tom Brady's right there in that organization, so I mean that was something that you kind of close that argument. I'm like, look here, you can't you can't ask for a better mentor than the best who ever did it. So
Yeah.
uh, and I already know Mendoza's gonna get everything that he can get out of Tom Brady, like mentally and everything like that. So and if you're talking about that for the long jeopardy, then okay, Mendoza definitely in good hands.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Now it's just how the organization is going to build around Mendoza. That's their job right now, just to build around Mendoza and make that team better.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's cool. But yeah, let us know how you feel about Mendoza and his performance. That what happened last night, what transpired. Do you think it's something? Do you think it's nothing? What do you think about Mendoza and his future with the Ravens and everything like that? Think it's bright? Think it's not? Do you think Kirk Cousins is the guy that that he can um be mentor with, or say anything that you gotta feel, any statement or any comment that you gotta feel towards the Mendoza of anything, write it down. We want to hear from you. And yeah, I told you your voice and your opinion matters when it comes to what's the word sports podcast up in here. So but we were talking about Mendoza, and but we're gonna switch into another topic, which is Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, I think the other day he basically was in the press conference, I think after practice, and basically was really really passionate about his urgency of winning this year. And the way that he was really passionate about it, that he felt like that if he doesn't win this year, then he felt like that he'll never win in Cincinnati in his career. Um, it's crazy because I wish we had the video, so I can look at that. So you know what I mean. So I
Yeah.
can show the people, about the press conference and everything and his expression. But um, do you think Joe Burrow is right? And if so, what do you think this year? What is at stake if they don't win?
Um. I mean, I think it is a sense of urgency for them to win. I mean, they was in the Super Bowl his second year. They made it to the Super Bowl his second year in the league. Haven't been close ever since. And I mean, a huge part of that is because of the injuries that Joe Burrow has faced. So
Mhm.
for a good amount of seasons, we don't know what this Bengals team can look like when fully healthy because the leader of the team, the leader of that franchise, the face of that franchise, has been hurt. So I feel like for us to really see that, we need to see Joe Burrow stay healthy, which means they need to protect the quarterback. They got to protect him. Um, what's at stake, in my opinion, is Joe Burrow. Said it himself. If he can't win, then he's gonna feel like he can't win in Cincinnati at all. So why would Joe Burrow want to stay in Cincinnati? Sooner or later, he's gonna ask for a trade request. He's gonna ask, or I mean, I'm sure they won't let him just leave in free agency. So yeah, he'll ask for a trade request. Same,
Mhm.
probably like the same like Lamar Jackson. But Lamar Jackson asked for out because he wanted more money. I think Burrow will want either he's gonna want out because he's not certain about his future there, or he's gonna want out because I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna want out. He's gonna win out unless they can show him, unless that they can get like Justin Jefferson or something and show him that they really are committed to making him a Super Bowl champion. He's gonna win out. That's what's at stake. The future of that franchise. So if I was them, I would really build. And I mean, if you really look at it, they have built on that team. Their defense has gotten better. You got Dexter Lawrence. You got Jonathan Allen. Um, So they're building on that defense. That offense has always been stacked with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Chase Brown is a good running back. So it's like that offense it's always just been the offensive line that was bad. But as the offense somehow still always is a top offense when Joe Burrow is at quarterback. So it's hard to say what this Bengals team can be, but I do think this Bengals team can be good. But what we seen in the preseason wasn't encouraging. That was not encouraging at all. They looked like bums. They looked like bums. Looked like trash. So they gotta be better though.
Um, I hear you 100%. 100%. I think just by him saying what he was saying in the press conference, I think basically what he was telling, I think he basically was sending a message to Cincinnati that look here, time is running out, time is ticking, and if you're not going to be doing anything that's going to help me or help put this team into a championship, um, Super Bowl or anything like that, then I'm out of here. I think that that was a warning for the Cincinnati Bengals, no cap. Um, I actually commend Joe Burrow for the urgency that he has right now. You know what I mean? Of him, like, and him really passionate about him going, you know, making this a special season and everything like that, and trying to get to the championship because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Um, I don't know. I think from Joe Burrow's perspective, I mean, it's kind of a tricky situation with Joe Burrow. I think when we talk about Joe Burrow and what his expectations, what he should do, uh, it's kind of hard because his health has always been in question. So it's kind of like, okay, we know what Joe Burrow is capable of doing, but only if he stay healthy. There's always that big if. And so I think with Joe Burrow, I think um, who's in charge that do general manager stuff or whatever the case may be, um, I think they probably got until this year or next year to fix this. And if they don't, Joe Burrow's out of there.
Yeah. Sorry. Joe Burrow's last healthy season, Greg, was 2024.
Damn. So, so yeah, I mean, I mean, yeah, I think that basically, when he was explaining, what he was feeling, he basically was crying out for help. He basically was crying out for help. He knows that the uh that the division, not only his division, but his whole conference has became even stronger. You know what I mean? You look at different teams in the AFC, they got nothing but stronger, they got nothing but better. And besides that move that they did with Dexter Lawrence, what else move did they make? You feel me? And
Yeah.
so it's kind of like okay, we made this move, but like we supposed to be doing multiple moves like these other teams have been that's been doing. You know what I mean? And so I feel like that Joe Burrow feels like in his way that he can't fulfill the way I guess the way he can with the Cincinnati Bengals, and I think that's what caused him to not really uh, have faith in his team, or have not his team, but have faith in his organization that he works with. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that affects and if a quarterback doesn't have any faith with no organization, because it seems to me that he's definitely not happy. He's not happy. I mean, it's plain as day that he's not
I was
happy
gonna
in
say,
Cincinnati.
bro, because we talked about maybe he'll probably want a trade request. but I could also see him retiring.
Mm.
I can also see him retiring early. I think that's a possibility too, because a lot of these players that get hurt every single season, they end up retiring early. I mean, we didn't see Landon Dickerson talk about retirement. We didn't see Saquon say that he wouldn't mind retiring soon. So I wouldn't be surprised if Joe Burrow retires if he feels like he keeps getting hurt and the team is not doing anything to make him better.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't see that. I ain't see him retiring. But I mean, I definitely do see him be getting the hell out of Cincinnati. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's just sad that that literally your quarterback is literally saying this is urgency and this is right now, it's gonna third, and it hasn't been no urgency. You telling me these past couple years it hasn't been no urgency. Now a couple years had to do with Joe Burrow's injuries and stuff like that. Okay, we get it. But the things that when he's healthy, he can't get the job done. You know what I mean? Or some or not he can't get the job done, but somehow, some way it's not enough for him to get the job done. Like I told you before, when he was in on ESPN, he said he feels like that he has to score each and every time he gets the ball. That's a problem, brother. If you got to score each and every single time, while you got the ball in each game, and you got to throw over 300 passing yards, four passing touchdowns, and you still losing. That's a problem. That's a problem. That's really a problem. And so, and I think he's got to the point where he's sick and tired of it. He's tired of doing that.
Greg said he has to because the defense is terrible.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying that's what I'm saying because the what you call it, because the ownership or GMs or whoever's controlling that in that organization is not putting the right team to assemble for him, or the best defense personnel or the team or the tool or the key players to put him in position to win. So he got to be doing all that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I feel like that it's a lot. I ain't gonna lie, it because I do believe that Joe Burrow gonna wind up leaving the Cincinnati Bengals. It's gonna happen. I truly believe that's gonna happen. And if and when it happens, it's gonna be on the front office fault. You literally just wasted how long Joe Burrow been in the league for like 7 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so you subtract that year that they went to the Super Bowl, they almost won it. But I mean, that's basically like 6 years. He's been in the league for like probably like 8 years now. So you talking about you wait, you wasting like 7 years, 6 years of his prime. You know what I mean? And you ain't do nothing to put him in a position to be great. You know what I mean? And so I mean, you pay him like he's a top five quarterback, but I mean, that's cool money and everything like that. But the money ain't going help the money ain't going to escape those sacks that he got to deal with. You can't put money in front of them D linemen while they trying to get
Greg,
them.
Greg said and go where? Where's Joe Burrow gonna go? Because it's not as easy as you think for Joe Burrow to leave. Because you got to remember, Joe Burrow still has to get paid like a top quarterback.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, there's a few teams that he can go on. He can go to um because I don't see Sam Darnold staying there for a long time. So I can see him go to Seattle. I can see Seattle. I can see I guess if things don't work out with Kyler Murray, I can see him going to the Minnesota Vikings. I can see but best believe though, I'll tell you this. And if Joe Burrow leaves, then Jamar Chase is getting out of there too. Oh, best believe that.
Yeah,
Oh, best
yeah,
believe that.
yeah. Well, that would be expected. That's why I don't think that they would let Joe Burrow just leave. If they let
Uh,
Joe, because if Joe Burrow leaves, Jamar Chase is gonna leave. Jamar Chase is gonna leave. T Higgins becomes the number one, but if T Higgins doesn't have a quarterback, he's gonna want to leave. So then that means their whole offense is going.
they're going to start from scratch. Yeah, I mean, but they brought that on their own selves because you didn't use the talent that you assembled, and you basically just wasted their prime years. So I mean, as a result, I mean, unless you're going to like get compensation from them guys, like you make a great like a monster trade with them guys, and you get first round picks, so you can start over, and that's different. But like, you know what I mean? Because I mean, yeah, because Joe Burrow can't just walk.
Carlos said he can go to the Eagles.
No, we good.
Yeah,
No, we good.
he also said a bulk of their salary is going towards Joe, Chase, and Higgins,
The
which is true.
salary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all their
that's
money is going
true.
into those three players.
I
I mean,
mean, I mean,
and now Dexter Lawrence.
I mean, another team that you probably can look at is probably the 49ers.
But that's the thing, bro. You could say all these teams, but I don't think a lot of these teams can afford Joe Burrow's contract.
I mean,
Without you can't he can't go to the 49ers without them getting rid of a lot of players. Like Brock Purdy would have to they would have to get rid of Brock Purdy for sure.
oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that he was gonna leave.
But they would have to
I'm
get
pretty
rid of other
sure.
players too.
I mean, I mean that just comes with the territory. But but you got to keep your guys that you know that you can win. Like I guess, like because I hold a George Kittle, he's like in his 30s, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, he can still play in a high level, but the only thing about it is just his injuries and all that. So I mean, like you know, I don't know. I just feel like there is teams out there that can. Heck, Pittsburgh, shit. Pittsburgh can be another one too as well. You know what I mean? When you had Michael Pickens Jr. and then you had Jamar Chase on the other side with Joe Burrow. I think it's options. It's definitely options where Joe Burrow can go and and be in a team and a solid team, um, or a team that's trying to get over that hump. You know what I mean? And he can help them and stuff like that. But at the same time, like you said before, it's all about who wants to take that contract. But I truly believe that if the opportunity came, teams was going to be on it.
Yeah, I mean it has to be a team that he picks because Joe Burrow also has a no trade clause. So
And but the thing about it is, he only had one more year left in his contract, which is I believe is this year. If not this year, it's next year. I think.
I'll have to look that up.
Look it up. I know his contract about to be up though. No cap though.
Let's see. His last year will be
I think 2029 or 2028.
2029. So he
2029.
won't be a free agent until 2030.
Well, I mean, anything can happen between now and 2020 and 2030. You know what I mean? Like he can say, "Oh, I don't want no trade clause. I'm going to not play." You know what I mean? Stuff like that. It can happen. You know what I mean? It can happen. So I mean, um, but I don't know. I just feel like that. What Joe Burrow is saying, he's literally crying for help. He's basically telling that this is not enough. He feel he, I think he feel like in his heart of heart that he feel like this is not enough. But at the same time, he's not trying to like lap it out. He's trying to believe. He's trying to have faith, and that's why he said this is urgency for us to be focused and get to the promised land. Which is the Super Bowl. But I think that deep down in his heart, that he knows that this team is not enough to compete with the AFC, with the top AFC teams um, in this league right now. I truly believe in his heart of heart. He don't believe that, but he's gonna try.
Let's see.
You know. But yeah, let us know how you feel about Joe Burrow and his situation, and do you feel like that he needs to leave Cincinnati? Do you feel like Cincinnati is not doing enough for Joe Burrow, or even just for the team in general, to max their full potential to get to where they need to go to? Let us know how you feel. I know the comments have definitely been coming down. Make sure y'all continue to comment down. Make sure y'all put them likes up. I only see two. I want to see another one to come up. Um, yeah. So let's keep this train going. And so um, we were talking about Mendoza. We was talking about Joe Burrow. We were talking about AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts. We have one more topic to discuss, and it's actually a question that I'm really am interested in for everybody to get involved in. Which team, in your opinion, is in the hot seat this year,
Yeah,
and
well,
why?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off, brother, but
But
it's only one answer that I can accept. So there's only one answer for a team that's in the hot seat. That's the LA Rams. The LA Rams is literally the only team that can be looked at as being in the hot seat because of all the moves that they made. The Rams are looked at as the best team in the NFL. You got Miles Garrett last year who just broke the record.
right.
You're in talks with Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald is probably going to come back eventually during the season. Probably won't be in the beginning of the season, but by the end of the season, I do believe that Aaron Donald will come back. So this is a team that's in the hot seat.
You
There's
mean the
no reason.
beginning?
Would you
You mean
say?
the beginning? I was gonna say you mean the beginning of the beginning of the season?
No, no. And I'm saying during this season, not in the beginning.
What?
You know
What?
how the same way I feel like Brandon Graham will come back and playing for the Eagles, but I don't think it's going to be in the beginning of the season. I think it's going to be to near like mid-season or the end. I do
I
think
think he
Aaron
does.
Donald is going to come back mid-season. I don't think Aaron Donald is playing a full season with the Rams. I don't think Aaron Donald wants to play a full season. I do think he will come back though by mid-season, or the end of the season, and be ready for the playoffs. I believe that for sure.
Wild imagination. I'm telling
And
you.
Greg said either Baltimore or Buffalo, which it wasn't
uh,
bad. That wasn't bad because when I was thinking about this, I was thinking about, and like the Rams is clear, but then I was also thinking who in the AFC. What I think of, and the first teams I thought was Baltimore and Buffalo, but at the same time, I don't know if they're in the hot seat. As I feel like Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are in the hot seat, but I don't think the whole team is in the hot seat. Them as a team, as I don't look at the whole team as them being in the hot seat. I just look at the quarterbacks being in the hot seat.
yeah, the quarterbacks. Yeah,
Because if Lamar and Josh Allen wasn't on either of those teams, we wouldn't say the Bills were in the hot seat. I think even without mm, Miles Garrett, you would still say the Rams are in the hot seat. Mm, Probably not. I think Miles Garrett makes them in the hot seat. I think the whole team, because that offense is already overpowered. They already have a top offense. You gotta. I feel like they're gonna have a top defense now too. That team is just they're just stacked. That's just a stacked team. Greg said, or even Houston. I can see Houston being in the hot seat.
boy, man. We're talking about Houston,
Hmm.
man.
Hey, bro, you always talk about the Eagles, bro. So I'm actually expecting you to put the Eagles. I'm not gonna lie.
It's crazy. I actually didn't pick the Eagles. No cap.
Okay. Yeah, I thought you were gonna pick the Eagles.
No, I wasn't gonna pick the Eagles. Um, actually, you probably gonna be shocked when I say this, but this is what I believe.
Probably the
This is what I
Cowboys.
think.
Let's see.
Ha!
Probably the Cowboys. I want to see what you said.
No, no, because
Okay.
every time we put expectation, Dak Prescott, he comes short every time. So, and so we don't expect nothing less out of him. I don't put no expectation on him because we already know the result. But to be honest with you, bro, the team that I'm really keeping my eye on is actually two teams that I put getting my eye on. But one team is in the AFC, and that one is the Denver Broncos.
Carlos said
That,
the Eagles are in the hot seat.
no, they're not. No, they're not.
He said,
But
"Stop being biased."
I'm not being biased. I'm telling the truth.
Brother
I think
Dennis is in the building. Yes, sir.
minutes to minutes. So you know what I mean. So so in the AFC, I think it's I mean, you got a really valid point about the Rams and everything, but I think the AFC is definitely the Denver Broncos. We were talking about the Denver Broncos a lot. The Denver Broncos are stacked. I mean, I don't think a lot of people was really paying as much attention about the Denver Broncos as they should be paying attention about them. You're talking about the Denver Broncos, the number one of the top three defense in the league, if not probably two or one. You know what I mean? If people can debate about it, but it definitely is top three. You're talking about a team with Bo Nix, who definitely got a chip on their shoulder because he got hurt when he was gearing to go play in the AFC Championship game. So obviously he got something to prove. Then you also look at the fact that the whole offense they are is just stacked. You know, they got so many wide receivers. They got a great running back, and they also got the addition of Jalen Waddle coming out from Miami Dolphins. So, in my estimation, I do believe that the way that this team is orchestrated, I feel like that they are the team to be in the AFC. I feel like that team has the most um, to really get out of the AFC and make it to the Super Bowl. Um, I mean, you can put Josh Allen in there. You can put Lamar Jackson in there. Heck, hell, you can even put Patrick Mahomes in there. But to be honest with you, when it comes down to it, there's only one team in the AFC that has more firepower than any other top AFC teams in that conference. In my opinion, is the Denver Broncos. And that's why I say that they are in the hot seat because Bo Nix got something to prove. I know he has a chip on his shoulder, and I know that he know that I truly believe that he knows that if he did play last year, Drake May would have never went to the Super Bowl, and I truly believe that. And it would have been Denver and Seattle, and the fact that he got stole by that moment, I really feel like that Bo Nix is going to come down with a vengeance, and you know, and especially the team that they have right now, yeah, their team is really stacked. There's no ifs ands buts about it. That's on the AFC side. The NFC side was actually the Rams. I was going to pick the Rams, but also was another team in the NFC that I feel like that is on the hot seat as well. Um, um, Believe it or not, bro, I think it's I think the Giants is in the hot seat, no cap. And here's why though. And here's why. I feel like that with the new addition with John Harbaugh, you know what I mean, and all those. I mean, you look at the Giants; they're stacked. They're stacked, bro. They got too many damn weapons. They got too many weapons. They got too many. Their defense is crazy. Do I expect them to go to the Super Bowl? Hell no. No, that's not my expectation. But I do expect them to, you know, probably win the division. I mean, that's just my thought.
So
You know
now
what
you
I
think
mean?
the Giants is going to win a division?
I ain't say that. I ain't say that. I ain't say that. I said that the team is stacked that they should win the division. They should win the division,
But do
but
you
I'm
do
not picking them to win the
you?
division.
But you do realize that technically, like the Eagles are stacked, the Cowboys are stacked. So why
They
why
are
should why should they win the division?
because Giants are like the only team that really, in my opinion, that really have a lot more like. like a lot more. Like they got like a they're on a different type of blue moon. I'm not gonna hold you. I mean,
But
you
who?
had.
But you said they stacked. But who's on the offensive line and who are the DBs?
I mean, well, I mean, this DB. I mean, well, one of the DBs are corny. The other one is pretty solid. But the thing about it is like I'm talking about that whole entire front, the linebackers and stuff like that. They are no joke.
But you said stacked though, bro. How are they stacked? They're stacked at certain positions.
Well, they stack at most positions.
No, not most. At certain positions.
In certain positions, like what?
The only positions that you consider stacked at is D line.
I can say linebacker too. I
No,
can
you
say
can't.
safety.
No, you can't say linebacker. They got one linebacker, and the linebacker is Arvell Reese, and you haven't even seen him play yet.
Well, he's tough though.
But you haven't seen him play in the NFL.
But you add him with the mix of that defense, they could be lethal. They can be
But
lethal.
that's not my point though. You said stacked, but he's not proven. You're talking about an unproven player. What other positions are stacked? Because you told me that you wasn't a believer in Cam Scatterable, so the running back position is not stacked. Receivers,
Hold it. Well, you're right. You're absolutely right. No, you're absolutely right. I said I'm not a believer with Cam Scatterable. I do believe. Well, hold up.
yeah, not talent wise, I'm talking about injury wise.
Yeah, injury wise, yeah, not talent wise. Talent wise,
Talent wise,
I believe it. Then you also got to come to the fact that they signed not C Harris, which is I believe that they he's going to compete with Cam Scatterable for that starting running back position, which I think eventually Cam going to wind up winning. But
well,
I'm just saying in general.
Cam already won.
But I mean, Najee Harris is coming back with a vengeance because of what happened to him. Because he was a starting running back in the league and got hurt.
Exactly.
So
Got
of
hurt.
course,
Which means they got a running back room of hurt running backs. So I'm still want to know where they stacked at
I'm
because
just that their offense is stacked, bro.
Greg said so. Why you pick them when his teams is more stacked than them?
I'm just saying because of the way that that team is orchestrated, the way that they designed that team. I mean, when you look at the whole entire offseason and you see what been transpired, you can say that it's teams that made moves and stuff like that. But one of the main teams that made moves was the New York Giants. Just like you said, just like what happened with the NBA in the offseason.
They not the Sixers. So
No, I'm not saying I'm not. I'm just trying to make a comparison. I'm just trying to make a
no,
comparison.
don't compare them to my Sixers. Don't compare them to myself. Number one, let me because number one, this makes absolutely no sense. I'm not gonna let you slide with saying the Giants. That's number one. Number one, aren't you the same person last week, or if it wasn't last week or Monday that said that Jackson Dart was not a Super Bowl caliber quarterback? You're the same person who just told me that.
I never wait. Hold
Yes, you
time
did.
out.
You told the people
You're
that.
right. You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. But what did I also say too? I said my expectation is not for them to go to the Super Bowl. I expect them to go to the Super Bowl? Hell no. But I do expect them to.
You said you didn't expect them to go far in the playoffs. You didn't even have
I
them going
don't.
to the playoffs. So how are they in the hot
Wait,
seat?
wait,
You
wait, wait.
said
Hold,
they
hold,
no,
hold on.
no. You hold
No,
on.
no,
You said
hold,
that they wasn't
hold.
going to go to the playoffs. How are they in the hot seat?
No, I said they got the talent to go to the playoffs. Do I believe they're going to go to the playoffs? No. I said no. I said no. Hold, time out. See, he trying to twist stuff
No,
and pick
I know what
America.
you said. You
He
said
trying
they're
to,
going
he
to go to the
trying to twist
playoffs.
stuff. I said, I can't see Jackson Dart going toe to toe with the top NFC quarterbacks in a playoff game, like in an NFC championship game when it matters the most.
Okay, so then why are they in the hot seat?
The reason why I say Nazi is because of the division. I'm saying it because of the division. Because I believe that the Giants have a team that can compete with the Eagles and possibly, take that
Going,
that crown of NFC
let's,
East.
let's go off your logic. You said that he can't compete with top NFC players in the playoffs. So why do you think he's going to be able to compete with top NFC players in the regular season? Because he is not the best quarterback in the division.
He's not. You're right. He's not.
Some might say he's the last best quarterback on the division. He's the fourth best quarterback behind Jaden Daniels.
Do you believe that?
Yeah, I do. Jackson Dart only played one season. We only seen 8 games. We seen 8 games out the man.
But like you said last time, you did say that when Jackson Dart was playing with in prior to those 8 games, that he was still doing his thing even when Cam was hurt and
You
even when
right.
Malik Nibbles was hurt.
You right.
So that's what I'm
When
saying. With the team that they got, hold up. So with the team that they got now, it kind of sky's the limit for them. To be honest with you, because if you said that he was doing, good stuff, great stuff, not great, but good stuff was producing really good without Cam and without Malik Neighbors, and now they got both of them back, and then you got more people around you assembled. It should be sky's the limit for Jackson Dart. To be honest
he's
with
not the
you,
best quarterback in the NFC East.
I ain't say that. I
I'm
didn't say
telling you,
that.
he's the worst quarterback in the NFC East.
But okay, cool, that's fine. But what I'm saying to you is that he has a team now. He has a team now where he can change that narrative if he wanted to. That's what I'm telling you.
Carlos said you're in the hot seat right now.
All right.
And
I'm just telling you
I
what
don't
it
agree
is.
with that Giants pick.
I'm just telling you what it is. Like
Now,
he has
but
an opportunity
you
to
still
do that
haven't told me how are the Giants stacked. All you said was the D line.
because
What else is
their
stacked about the
offense,
Giants?
because of their offense. Their offense is stacked
How?
by the players that they got.
How? Jackson Dart only played 8 games. Cam Scatterbull did not play the whole season. So you're going off of assumptions.
I'm not going off assumptions.
You
You
are.
told me, hold up. You told me, brother, that during prior to those eight games that he played, he was playing pretty good, and I actually saw them, and he was playing pretty good, but that was without Cam Scatterbull and Malik Neighbors. Now he didn't. Now that's what I'm saying. If he was able to produce, like in a way that was really that was solid without those guys, you don't think that he's going to perform even better with those guys coming into this season? You don't think that, and then not only that, the moves that they made, we're getting Isaiah Likely and all them other guys, and especially Odell Beckham and the other wide receiver that they got, I forgot his name, but and then you still got Darius Slayton inside the mix, and you know what I mean. And you don't think that they can compete
I do think they can
for?
compete, but there's a difference between saying they can compete and that they're stacked. They're not stacked. The Rams are stacked. They're not on stacked like the Rams. Number two, they got a whole new coaching staff. Everything about the Giants is new. So how are they a stacked team?
Well, they have a Super Bowl coach.
Yeah, yeah, they do with new players. That Super Bowl coach has been with the Ravens for over a decade.
I don't know. I just see I'll see this. I just see that I see Jackson Dart as an opportunity for him to display who he is. You know what I mean? Now, you know, yeah, I probably the defense is not that stat like the Rams are. Okay, cool, that's fine. But yeah,
Greg said was the Eagles stacked in 2012. The dream team. Remember that?
you talking about Michael Vick and them?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were stacked. The offense was stacked, not the defense.
And Lowe said Lamar, Josh, C.J. Stroud, and Hurts are all in the hot seat.
Wait, who said that?
Carlos.
Carlos. Okay. C.J. Stroud. I can see that. Who else was it again?
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. Um, I'll say it depends on like what type of hot seat he talking about. Like if he talking about like him having a successful season, then no. If you talking about him winning a championship, then yeah. And I agree with you on that. And what was the other one? Josh Allen?
Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. LeBron. It's kind of like Lamar and Josh Allen. It's kind of like them two. The only hot seat that they're on is basically winning the championship. You know what I mean, or getting to the Super Bowl because they ain't even reached to the Super Bowl. And so that's the only thing that I see viewing those guys as a hot seat. Jalen Hurts. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Well, I mean, I came to the realization that Jalen Hurts gonna be in a hot seat every year, so it don't even matter to me. So it just can't. I just came to the realization he gonna be in a hot seat every year. So it's like it's nothing new. So
And I still don't agree with that Giants take. I'd rather you had said the Eagles.
see, the thing about it is, I was gonna pick the Eagles, but the thing about it was, is like I feel like that the only I feel like that team is not on the hot seat, just the quarterback. That's the only thing about it. That's the only thing about it. It was like,
You don't think Saquon is in the hot seat after having a bad year?
I mean, he got to go out and definitely prove, and perform better numbers and stuff like that. But I talking about as a team, like in whole and everything like that, like the defense, they ain't got to prove nothing, not a damn thing. If
You're right,
anything,
but
I
I
think they're
mean,
gonna be even better.
you could say the same thing about the Rams, though, bro. The Rams don't gotta prove anything. The Rams
Well,
have been
well,
successful.
I mean, well, I mean, Matthew Stafford ain't got to prove anything. But that team that they assembled, yeah, they gotta prove they gotta because they built a team for a Super Bowl team. That's a Super Bowl team that they got.
So no,
So
why don't Matthew Stafford gotta?
you managed to ever what?
I said why don't Matthew Stafford gotta prove anything?
He already got his ring.
So that his
He's a first
he's off the
ballot
hot
Hall of
seat.
Fame.
Jalen Hurts got a ring. That means he's off the hot seat.
No,
Okay.
that's my quarterback. I'm always going to be uh uh you know I'm always going to criticize my quarterback. You know what I mean? Because of that one ring. I mean, no, we want multiple rings. I don't want just one. I want multiple. That's
Carlos
the
said
thing.
stop being
That's the
biased.
thing. I'm not being biased. I'm being telling like it is. I'm telling it like it is. My standard is for Jalen is to get multiple rings. That means more than one. Feel me? Now, now Matthew Stafford, he already proved him that he's elite. He's a Super Bowl champion, and he 9 out of 10 is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Yeah, even if he doesn't even go to the championship with this stack of team, he still is. You act like his legacy going to be tarnished. It's not. Now, the Rams, man, a hole might be might be a little damaged, but not Matthew Stafford.
Okay, so are we going off of that logic? How is the Giants? How's the Giants one of those teams that's in this conversation?
Because in my opinion, the way that they were attacking the off season, it would seem like they had something to prove. And basically, what John Harbaugh was saying that he wants to put the team at the top of the NFC East. That's what he said. That's what he said. And so, the team that they assembled, I feel like that they are on the hot seat because I believe that their quarterback, that not their quarterback, their coach taught the most stuff. So now you got to go out there and prove it. But the thing about it is like even though even though that Jackson Dart had those 8 games, whoever the case may be, and it's not really like I mean, and you know that we seen last year. We see talent wise what Jackson Dart can do, and then you add multiple people inside that team offensively. You should be you know a good team.
Yeah, you said. I mean, you said
You
good team.
compete.
I want to know what's stacked about the Giants besides the D line.
I said offensively they're stacked.
Like where at? Because they only had one good receiver that you could say is a top receiver. No other receiver on that team is top. Like the Rams have Puka and Devontae Adams. The Giants have Malik Neighbors. And again, Malik Neighbors is not even all the way proven yet because he had a good rookie season and then got hurt the second year
But we
and
all know
it's
what
still
neighbors.
recovering. So what other receiver is in that room that's making them stick?
By the
You
way that
can't
they
say Odell.
assemble the team.
It's not Odell. So go ahead.
I ain't saying Odell, but I said the way that they team is, the way that that team assembled, established, the way that team build that offense. That's why I
No,
said that.
you
In
keep on
my
saying
opinion,
offense, brother. I want to know names. Tell me the names. What's the names of
told
the
you.
offense?
I told you the names.
Jackson
I
Dart
told
is a
you
second year player who hasn't played a full season. Cam
it don't
Scatterbook is a
matter.
second year player. It does matter.
It
It
don't
does matter.
matter.
It does matter because you only got a sample size of this player. You don't know what
But
this player can
but
do in a full
the
season.
but the sample was enough to say okay that if he can play at this level and they brought multiple playmakers in that team in that team, okay, he can be even better.
The sample was also enough to show that he can get hurt at any time. Come on, brother. The man said they told him to stop getting hits and he said no. You kidding me? So I want to know how is this team stacked? You want to talk about this offense? Let's talk about the offense. No, Carlos, Carlos and Greg, we gotta know the answer. He keep on saying the offense is stacked, but he not telling me the players. He just keeps saying the offense.
Isaiah Likely, Isaiah Likely, bro,
Isaiah Likely
Odell.
is Isaiah Likely a top tight end in the league?
I never said
I'm asking you because you said the word
bro, people,
stacked though.
I never said I never. That's what I told you. I never said that it was. I never said that they were elite. I never said they were number one tight ends. I never said none of that. All I said was they build a team
You said they were
that
stacked.
are
That's what
playmakers.
you said. You said they were
They
stacked.
are stacked offensively. That
How?
means that because Dart got a lot of more opportunities than he had last year.
But nobody on
That's
the
what I'm
offense is
saying.
top 10.
It don't matter.
So
It
how are they
don't
stacked?
matter.
Nobody, literally no one on that offense is a top 10 player at the position. So how are they stacked?
They're stacked. They're stacked because of the way they designed the offense. And the way that young man is Jackson Dart, he's going to be able to use that, I guess, extra playmakers and stuff like that to, I guess, prove himself that he can be third best, second best. You know what I
Greg,
mean?
Greg says 8 games enough.
I'll say this. I'll say this. I'll say
Answer your
this.
question.
Huh?
Greg said it's 8 games enough.
Enough?
Yeah.
What, to judge him?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll say this. I'll say this. I'll say this, though. I'll say this. Week one, who Giants play?
I don't know, probably Washington or the Cowboys. I don't know.
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
The Cowboys. That game was gonna tell me everything I need to know. I'm telling you that right now. That game
Uh,
right there. Yeah. And if Jackson Dart win that game, I ain't gonna go up to the deep end, but I'm saying if Jackson Dart wins that game, that's gonna be a step one forward for the New York Giants. I'm telling you that right now.
Even if they win, so what? If the Giants were to have
That's
a
the
losing
divisional
season,
game. You talking about so
bro,
what?
if the Giants was to not make the playoffs this year, no one would care. Literally no one would care but Giants fans if the Giants was to miss the playoffs. They're not in no hot seat. It doesn't matter if they make the playoffs, cool. If they don't, cool. They can't be in no hot seat.
I don't know if they're gonna make the playoffs. I can't predict that. But what I can say is that if they do beat the top teams, which is the top two teams that's been running the NFC East for 10 years now, which is Philadelphia and Jacksonville already beat Philadelphia last year, right?
Yeah, well, you told me he can't compete with top NFC quarterbacks. So which one is it?
I said
I want to know which one because you keep on saying all these different things. I want you to stick to one take. You're not a believer in Jackson Dart, so why do you keep on putting all this belief in him?
I said I said that the team that they got around him, the piece they got around him, he can be a good quarterback. He can compete in the NFC East division. The team, the players that they got around him, or they add around him. That's what I'm saying to you.
Hey, Greg says stacked teams make the playoffs.
That team.
Yeah, stacked teams make the playoffs. I ain't never heard of a stacked team not making the playoffs. And
You
you had
told
the
that
nerve,
to
and you had the thing that you had the nerve to compare them to the Sixers. You done lost your mind. You done lost your mind.
well, tell Greg. I tell Greg. You tell that to the Detroit Lions. They a stacked team and they ain't make the playoffs. So,
But the Detroit Lions was dealing with a bunch of injuries.
but still.
Well, ain't no but still they was dealing with injuries. They
But
had a
still.
reason.
No, but I was making that comparison with the Sixers and stuff like that because of how aggressive they was off, like they're trying to make their team better. That's
But
what I was saying.
they don't got a LeBron or Jalen Brown.
I never said that. I never
Okay,
said
well,
that, brother.
you can't
I
don't
never
compare
said
them
that.
to
See,
don't compare them to the Sixers. Then.
see, he crazy. See, I never said that. All I said was they did whatever they can to make the team better, or at least try to attempt to make the team better. Now, I mean, they went over the top with it. Like they definitely went over the top with it. Yeah, I mean, because their mentality was not just to make the team better, but to put their team in position to win championships. Now, I'm not saying that the Giants put that team is had have that same mentality because they don't. You know what I mean? But they do. But judging by what they did off season, they were committed to improve the team, which that means improve
Every
Jackson
team
Dart.
was committed to improve the team.
Not everybody. You can't say everybody.
Yes,
Not
everyone,
everybody.
every
Not
single
everybody.
body was committed to improving the team.
Not everybody. Not everybody. I can't say everybody.
No, I can. Everybody goal was to improve the team. That's everyone goal was coming into the offseason was to improve the team.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna stick by with what I'm saying with the Giants. You probably disagree. That's fine. But I'm just saying about what John Harbaugh was saying, and this and the third, you know, and what they're doing for the Giants. You know what I mean? I kind of expected. I want to. Well, hopefully, I will get a chance to see Jackson Dart will compete with those type guys. But I mean, I can't say if he gonna get the job done. I don't believe he gonna get the job done.
So
You
then
know
how
what I
he
mean?
in the hot
I don't
seat?
think he can in the game. But like I said though, I want him to see to compete. We haven't seen Jackson Dart compete. When you saw 8 games on him, that's what I'm saying.
So you proved my point, brother.
That's fine.
You just say you don't believe that he's gonna get it done, but he's in the hot seat.
I don't believe he's gonna go to the Super Bowl.
So he's not in the hot seat.
I don't believe he's going to the Super Bowl.
So he's not in the hot seat, brother. You don't believe that he's gonna get the job done. He's not in the hot seat. There's no reason for that team to be in the
I'm
hot seat.
I'm saying division wise, brother. Division.
You don't believe in the team. You believe in
It
the
doesn't
coach.
matter what I believe.
It do
It doesn't
matter. This
matter.
is your take, brother.
It's not my
It's your
team.
take.
It's not I take what it ain't my team. It doesn't
That's
matter what I believe. What I
that's
believe.
cool.
It's just about I'm going by what I see, and and with the facts giving it to me, and so I'm just running with it.
Hey, well, I'm letting you know. I'm just letting you know that you're wrong, brother.
All right, man, we can agree to disagree. It's all right.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Great show, y'all. Great show, y'all. Great show. We appreciate all y'all that came on the pod, man. We appreciate everybody that came out, show some love, shared, and everything like that. We're gonna get this common stuff fixed. Trust me, we're gonna get it back by Monday. I'm still trying to figure it out. I didn't get an opportunity, a chance to
Yeah, then
figure
you
it out.
gotta look at your settings.
Yes, yeah, I'm gonna look at it right after we get off. But yeah, we appreciate everybody that came on. Um, we'll see y'all with Monday. We'll see y'all Monday at 3 o'clock. Y'all gonna have a great weekend. Be safe. Um, much love to all y'all. And anything, Sean, you want to say before we dip on out?
Yo, my man Greg got a hot take. He said, "I got the Raiders will be on the same level as the Chiefs this year, according to the records. Or if not on the same level, at least close." He did tell me that he was gonna have a hot take when you was done talking. That's his hot take. Now that is a crazy hot take. If the Raiders are have a close record anywhere near the Chiefs, that would be crazy. That would mean either the Raiders are good or the Chiefs are bad. I can't see it being in the middle. And I for if they are on the same level, I feel like that would have to mean the Chiefs are bad.
Greg,
Not
come
gonna
on,
lie.
man. Greg, come on. Greg, come on. Come on, bro. Come on now. Now you gotta cut it out, bro. Cut it out. That's not a crazy take. That's a fantasy take. That's a fantasy take, brother. That's a fantasy take. That's not a crazy take. That's a fantasy take. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I'm sorry, Greg. You my guy, man, but come on, bro. Come on.
Even if Mendoza was the start, ain't no way.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
I don't know.
If that happens, then NFL definitely is rigged. Like no cap. Like no cap. But I mean,
He
hey,
said he don't think Kansas City is the same team as before. Which I agree. I
I
mean,
agree. I agree with that.
I don't know. I don't know how good Kansas City is going to be this year.
I definitely agree.
Kelsey, like he said Kelsey's cooked and Mahomes coming from the torn ACL. Kelsey
Yeah,
has been looking a lot, very very overweight and very sloppy.
yeah.
Um,
They're messing around with that Taylor Swift.
Rasheed Rice, I've been seeing Rasheed Rice get strapped by the rookie. So I don't know. And yeah, Pat is coming back from the ACL, so I don't know. Yeah, I've been seeing Pat been making some bad throws too, which
Mm,
is unusual. So I mean, if they are close in records, then that means Kansas City is definitely gonna have to be bad.
well, I mean, they ain't get Kenneth Walker the third for no reason. So
That is true too. So and
yeah,
again, that corner, rookie corner, he looks like he's gonna be the truth.
well, yeah, we're gonna see. We definitely gonna see.
Yeah,
Uh, we basically were like 2 weeks away, like 2 3 weeks away.
yeah, like 2 3 weeks.
Opening day, about 2 3 weeks from opening day kickoff. But yeah, we excited. We very excited. To kick off this new football season. But yeah, we appreciate everybody, especially you, Greg, with the crazy take. Um, even though it was definitely crazy. It was a fantasy take.
Hmm.
But but yeah though, yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Yeah, Sean, you wanted to say something before we dip out?
Yeah, I mean it was a good show. Can't wait till next week. I mean, Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And so make sure y'all enjoy the games and everything like that this weekend and everything. And what can I say? This was the Worst Sports Podcast. It's your boy Manny,
It's your boy Sean.
and we out. Take care, y'all. Be safe. Enjoy y'all weekend.